EG on the
Okay,
attacking side.
hopefully
you see the kind of
the vault's going to be fine. I should have checked that. Furia on defense, EG on attack. And we got...
We've got the dog. It's already cleared up short. A heavy
Got
lead
nothing
towards
too
A. Only
crazy.
2 members of the defense are
Sky
posted up, doing their damnedest
Omen, Grim
to keep the attack within arm's reach. So far, they've
Can Furia keep the dream alive?
As they possibly can. A goop in the face, but no punishment found yet. As Apoth is the first to fall. Now the swing as the brim smoke goes down. Bodies continue to litter as Furia, with some control. They have full showers control of the Dre, but they've gotten so disjointed. They've gotten so segmented apart. How are they going to be able to stabilize?
Oh my!
Nature will fall, leaving Superman on his own. A 1v1
So
against
doable.
MW, who had a ridiculous performance last week.
Nicely done from Furia.
Again, the pistol,
Nicely done from Furia. Frenzy. Let's see how they approach this. They're probably good for a 4-1 in terms of their buy, I reckon. Shower Natty, thank you so much, man. Appreciate that. Thank you. And L Springy with the prime as well. Thank you so much. No, Viper is... Yeah, most teams don't really do it because because you can't create pressure on short. Most teams on defense should be able to always stack 3 over towards your site. That's the fault of it, but they can probably have something different. Like Omen Brim, when we try to run that, it's a lot about one-ways. Like normally when you do this, it's just like smokes for taking map control, and then you have someone for the after plant.
This one way.
And I tell you what, against this comp that only has Gecko Flash, double smokes is pretty smart.
Got that Spectre, an ideal gun for these close range battles.
Yeah, with Khalil popping off a little bit.
As long as they, like, in my opinion, if EG get onto the sites itself, especially over towards B, they should always win the after plant, really. Unless Furia have, like, some ults.
And Giacomo's going back around into that hookah area, so this is all just
Omen, like, second entry. Yeah, it kind of depends on the map itself. Like on this map, it would probably be Omen smokes for map control. But, like, on a different map where you could have, like, a really good one-way for after plant, you would maybe start using Brim smokes for, like, default as well. You'd probably use like at least one and one.
It's gonna be a 5v2
it's a little bit different depending on the map. But at least for this, like if we're looking at B site, this will be perma smoked and maybe see a one-way hit from the Omen.
They would want to lean B, but alas, they decide to stick to their guns, so to speak. That 1-for-1 doesn't feel
there's
great.
only one pass on the site here. And he's kind of low. Well, this is a real test. If they win this with the after plant, then
so Bulldog in hand now for the controller.
play.
MW just barely spotting the hand of nature. Not enough to take a finger
Molly was hitting him down to 8 HP. I thought the Molly missed, but I actually did just get him.
That's like blunder from Furia. They should have definitely killed him. They had him dead to rights.
Yeah, I think maybe the comms here are a bit off.
Keep an eye on Khalil on the minimap. Starting to cross through spawn. We'll try to apply some pressure towards elbow or push through the smoke if he so decides to do so. Superman with 3 on the round. Shandy the last to fall.
Okay. The voice is a little low. Let me boost it.
That's why he's playing the Omen here and not the Viper. He's able to play really aggressive. He's 5-1 right now. Picked up that Bulldog on that conversion of the kill, but even just him jumping on top of that little hookah ledge and getting the headshot onto NZR, who was an elbow there. Look at this right here. I mean, beautiful work.
There's so many things that have to go
Okay, that should be a little bit better.
When you're gonna thrifty someone with, I think
Hopefully
there was one
better.
ghost and then just classic. So many things have to fall your way, right? That's exactly what happened for EG there.
It was great macro from EG. They took B long control, denied info into showers, everything like that, and hit the site where there was only 2 defenders. So,
hold the phone. They're trying to.
Yeah, I mean we kind of saw to an extent what I was talking about, but they didn't have too many of the smokes. It was only the Omen. The rough start for Furia.
I got the connection onto multiple players. No one from the side of EG breaking that, allowing for those free sheriff shots.
Furia definitely messed up there, though. You know the Molly, you know holding this angle, Molly here. Like this guy needs to carry and holding that. So once the guy gets flooded out, like the guy gets pushed out of his angle, it should have been dead. So just a small comms error, I imagine. Or this guy thought that the Molly didn't hit. Kind of cost him.
Fiji take a little bit too long. They might miss their opportunity on this free B site. Maybe not be ready for the fast flame.
Didn't look like it hit? Yeah, I think that might have been the reason why. Because even I looked at it from his POV and I was like, well, that doesn't look like it's hitting.
EG must be cautious here. We've had a couple of silly moments already, and we're just in the 3rd round.
Yeah,
They get over towards the site. 3 smokes. Like, this is insane at the moment.
In the middle of the tube.
Yeah, it's just if they get caught off from long, and at the moment, they're all over it.
From Superman.
Paranoia with Apoth. Fighting a little bit more cover and a little bit of help. Noswar will fall.
Yeah, let's see if Zand can do anything.
Still have a shot at this, so Jandy has upgraded a weapon. Well, he had it. Instantly hits the
Scan at least hit 3.
leaving Havoc all by his lonesome. A 1v3 with
He's got vision block. He can at least create a lot of pressure
and if
here.
you somehow get past the 3 members of UG that are still standing, you're gonna have to hope, pray that there's enough time
I was
to get
hoping
the
they
crease down, and that's just not
maybe
gonna be the
was
case,
able to get something.
needs to stabilize.
It's a nice round from
Noswar in
EG.
his silliness and the eye over the top and smoke and the aggression
Very
at the beginning
careful
of the
from
round
them, very chill.
managed to settle the round.
Good awareness from Superman.
And it already looks
specifically.
like
I
they're
mean, that
just
jiggle
trying
along,
to
using
save the
paranoia.
element, save the
Apoth
brim
getting off.
smokes for after plant.
It's gonna show in a
Also
second
looks like
here
they're trying to
after
go B a lot. I
these
know this is
flooded
an
kills from
antique a
that
little
eye.
bit.
And you imagine now EG are going to be more dialed in and ready to break that eye in the future. But something I want to talk to you about, Doug, is, you know, Khalil had this breakout performance against Hunter Thieves in his last match.
Plus 21 in the series. That's nuts.
And it's going to be
Okay,
a battle
big buy
of
run
him
for
and
Furia.
Superman in this
Gonna
series.
eco
I
if
truly
they
believe
lose
it,
this. We've
especially on a
got
map like
official.
Vine, at least on this first map.
Doobie underscore Doobie Doo with the 12.
Superman's
Oh yeah,
already on
man.
the way
Thank
to
you so
doing
much for
Look
that.
at this fast, aggressive
No
approach.
Viper, yeah.
Thrash paving the way and the paranoia out. They've gained so much space. I mean, they're not even really fighting for backside anymore.
But I think that, I mean, as long as you have double smokes, I think you can just...
So beautiful right now.
They do have a little bit of utility.
Hey, it felt like he thought a teammate was so much closer than this.
They haven't even made their way past.
Yeah, but they can hold on to this ult. No one followed it up. Although the timing was kind of off from Fury here.
Grenade in his face, so Noswar's able to respond. 2 of his own. 3v3 on the round. Superman and Colt will fall at the hands of Havoc, giving numbers advantage the way of the defense. EG take a small step back with the spike planted. Havoc should be able to hold it to Havoc.
Okay, spam.
The 1v2, the spam.
Dude, where's the pings at? Oi, late ping? Alright, guys. Come on.
Good retake from Furia. I thought for a second when they invested.
How's no one pinging that?
Thrash,
That's a
they didn't get
late
any
ping,
value
bro.
into U-Haul other than info. I thought it was going to be disaster for them, especially with Jajamo going up and taking aggressive angles with Derek's own Thrash.
Yeah, everyone's out here
return.
sleeping, man.
But the trading in that U-Haul area, that was the key right there. And then also Fade just being in showers, that presence alone. Oh, NTR. How did he get those? Job well done from the side of Furia on that retake.
What's a deadlock on this map? I don't really like deadlock on this map. It's normally the struggle is getting over towards the sites, in my opinion. I kind of always judge deadlock by attack. I kind of do it similar to how Cypher does it. Like if you can get good, if it makes a lot of sense on attack, especially like over the top of the wall, being able to do a cage or whatever you want to call it. Wall. Then I think it's good. Dude, how's that not a kill? Okay.
Havoc did eventually fall, but not without MW striking on the other side.
What's going on? Bro, he killed the guy in sight though.
Is this what we're in for today?
Man, what is this?
The kind of day we're gonna have?
Why did Furia look really off with team play as well? They always seem like fish, not getting followed up. We had this one where it felt like 2 of them were on the same different page, just dueling over towards Hookah.
A very interesting key thing here is that Derek's still planted in the open, not for EG, not for Superman or himself, so they're gonna have to fight. I think,
what the decision was there. Derek's gonna get them both.
Oh man, yeah, for Khalil was going to be good for that. It felt like he had enough time to hit it. Nice shots from Superman.
Yeah, he's 9-2 right now. That star power.
How good is Neon on this map? I tell you what, I've never really tried Neon much on this map.
No fear in his last match, now in this one as well.
I feel like, dude, I think Neon's in such a good spot at the moment that it should be pretty legit. Oh man, the more I look at that, the worse it looks actually from Khalil.
I was wondering if Furia were going to identify that it was not planted for
yeah, I think he's going to be kicking himself.
any of the members of EG. And if they were going to fight,
Superman.
it just wasn't enough.
Dude, Superman's always good for like, what, 2-3 clutches it feels like in a best of 3.
EG with a heavy lean towards B. Havoc the only one playing on site. Full rifles for the defense here. Oh, along with the 3 ultimates, Jogamo takes to the skies.
I mean, they got the site. It's a done round.
Oh,
Boy.
Kidding? You rarely see that kill go that way. It's often the spam from spawn that's the problem. Careful here.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, their comp is just made for after pawns. We already see smoke down over towards here. We're gonna have a brim smoke go. Omen as well has got a smoke. Got Omen flash. Like, how are they ever meant to lose this? You actually can't lose B side like this. I think Furia might need to reevaluate how they're playing.
With the response. But there's no way for Furia
I get the idea though. They want to retake over towards B. They're planning to leave the site, raise ult, and they push heavy over towards middle. But I don't think they can actually retake B even with a fast push.
Pretty much ran it down A, got into U-Haul control. They've been keeping up that pace.
The brim ult was overkill. So the only reason they're using the brim ult is this, right? It's just secure the round, make sure that your money can get a little bit better, and it's going to be 3 people or however many you kill have to eco. So it's more just understanding big round. Let's just secure it. And the good news is as well, you push them down to an eco, they have like 4 ults, they might use the ult in the eco, and you can still win that. Like, you're kind of giving them the option of messing up a little bit.
I feel like the composition is the big difference here.
I think you're absolutely correct, because when you have a Viper, you know, you have the opportunity to play the lurk timings. You can still do a change of pace and play a little bit quicker, but when you have such explosive utility like a Paranoia, like Omen teleports, he's really able to get in there with Jojimo and use that, you know,
low buy.
Flash paired up with
they have 4 ults, they're 1 away from official, and that it kind of is the big question. Do they use the ults into this round?
Well, it seems to
Should
be
only use it
working.
if they like get the advantage.
So far, Derek 1 away from his ult. Nature not far off either. We were just talking about change of pace. This feels like the slowest round we've seen out of EG so far.
Let's see, Derek
100 F's lost to this. Thing is that Furia looked really good on the 2 maps. Like, I do think if it got to Decider on Icebox, it would be a pretty close game. I think Furia have I actually genuinely think Furia's Icebox is really good. And the Haven, I think, probably wouldn't win again. It was just the first time seeing it.
Really good game planning right now from the side of EG. IGLing from Nature. And
they choose Bind. They probably realized they were going to get Icebox's 3rd map. Thought they wanted to just not waste the ban and 100% know what they were going to be playing fast.
Jojimo up on the rooftop. Doesn't even need to get the first blood. Apop running in.
And now Jogma satcheling forward. Khalil was able to get a little bit of damage
off
the trade.
These guys can't hold B at the moment.
Everything crumbled around them, and I just want to very quickly highlight a conversation we were having at the beginning of the round. There was 1 Sheriff, but everything else was rifles. It wasn't like this was a soft round out from Furia.
They're just getting absolutely overwhelmed.
Reading YouTube chat? I tell you what, I'm better on this setup at reading YouTube chat.
So I wouldn't be surprised if EG keep ending B for the rest of this.
I've had too many setups in the past couple of days, couple of weeks.
Why not? You're right. So Furia choose to save here. 1 rifle will be carried over into the next round. You take a quick look.
Like, see them contest B long a little bit. Yeah, I want to see something like that.
So we'll see how things look.
I just want to see them contest for like 1 of your rally. You can't let them. If they just sit back on side, they're going to get wrecked.
Knowing that there's a little bit of time to talk at the end of this round, too.
Yeah, they definitely need to do a timeout, if not this next round, the one after, because it's just, it's getting out of hand, and you got to figure out how to control this B site. I mean, maybe you got to play a little bit more aggressive, control B long, play for one or the other, maybe. Well, as I say that, Nature cleans up the round, so no guns survive from the side of Furia.
That was the silver lining, man. They needed that.
There's that timeout.
Yeah, and they're definitely going to be talking about playing more aggro. Like, not that aggro, but like holding map control. They have that 1 way. Yeah, but if they smoke behind and you cross over to the right, it's not that bad. Like, you still have to make sure that they push for a smoke. Like, the thing that I'd be calling in this timeout here is just smoking long. Smoke deep long, play 1 either side. What's the actual comp? Yeah, and then just play Fade or Gecko as this guy that has to deal with the 1 way.
Utility.
And this can be the raise. You can just play off if they ever go through the smoke.
Blasting out, you know, breaking the crosshairs of any players on the site.
I would be tempted to do 3B at the beginning. Anzi, hello. Yeah. Managed to sneak 1 in.
Think about Furia and their trajectory.
I missed the cast yesterday, but I enjoyed. Wait, what game was that?
I mean, I think a lot of people were surprised. I was surprised.
You and Josh were unhinged. I'll tell you what, you and Josh have been unhinged this week, full stop.
Like they have the same pop. They don't have the same
Still's been going crazy, and then the next day, it's like he rubbed off on you because then you started going a little bit crazy.
He was also very
We had Still calling Redgar wingman,
he was the star of the show.
and then you called... Wait, who did you call out?
Superman sitting at the top. That's that head-to-head I was speaking of. And if this gap keeps expanding, it's just going to be even harder and harder for Fury to make their way back. But
that was it. You called Purple XQC. That was crazy.
In this round,
not as bad as calling Redgar wingman though. That's savage. Dude, this is how they want to hold long though. Why is there not a smoke down? How are they not checking left?
But the ult is so good. It goes from disaster impending to disaster avoided. All of that just for a 2-for-2.
Oh, and they're able to bait out that Brim ultimate. Bomb is still not grabbed, but
this is an
absolute
disaster, man.
The last round as well, just like this, where he takes solo real estate on the A site. And now he gives his team an option to come back to him while he controls all this space. All they have to dial in on is heaven.
With Superman on the prowl, EG decide to rotate back and end towards A.
Yeah.
Also leaving nature to make sure
this
there's
is
no
Fury's map pick. Yeah.
only gonna tag one. Remember,
oh god, okay, this is such a big round. They need someone to bail them out of this round.
First one to swing will be Havoc. A jump spot to make sure there's nothing on the other side, and it wasn't far enough. A 1-for-1 though is all it is. Remember, nature's still weak, 17 HP, no armor to speak of. Playing so far back. And the onus now, the impetus on Fury to go forward, to take space, to try to retake the site. Such a difficult ask. No utility on the side of the attack. No nade, no nothing to delay. It's just nature.
Oh no, man, this is such a painful round.
In the face of the fade that falls. 6-2 the way of EG.
Another great round from EG. Superman taking all that space on A. He's fearless right now. He's gonna take a 50.
Dude, and their plan for long was so...
So if you don't, now he has all that room. They're able to come all the way back to that
their
site
plan for long, it was just...
to near perfection.
Surely you put a smoke
like
down.
The adaptation, but that flash, it connected onto MW0.
Dude, they got lucky that Apoff didn't fully
base, connects onto him. And this
I mean, at least they focused on the right thing. Like the timeout, they focused on the right thing. Like they had to hold map control. I just felt like their plan was lacking a little bit. So they were like halfway there and realizing what they needed to fix.
Game is really a game of
timing. They did like what, 20%, and then the main 80% of how to set up and hold it wasn't really there.
Slow walk up.
Henry, thank you so much. Appreciate the 6 months.
Like it's a matter of timings. This game feels like
the hell are you not typing?
For Furia. What was competitive at the beginning has been anything but since. EG have rattled them a couple of rounds.
I've been more toxic since you and Josh have started casting. Dude, there's been some...
And the ults are just
I think it's because of the meta change though. There's been some
as well.
Been some
unreal. Here's that thrash from NZR,
nice way of saying this.
I mean, look at EG, they're so
been some questionable maps.
That Fury is throwing at him
Let's say that.
And Superman, he hears all this running.
I mean, at least 3 guns trained on that. You're right. Superman is a trap that has been laid.
I mean, that does happen. There's been a couple of changes in some teams. There's been some weird comps.
Oh my gosh.
Things are crumbling for Furia, and they're crumbling very quickly.
Yeah, I'm really glad that I didn't get caught up on the Furia game. Or like the Furia hype train.
Nicely done. Steady aim.
Oh, no one's gonna check this.
They one-way their teammate off because who would be mad enough to one-way your own teammate off and then walk through it?
Was so electric. Last time they took the stage, you've got Derek who's working through spawn and nobody ever checks it. And now EG are up 7. They won 5 rounds in a row.
Please start 3. But you gotta, dude, give me a smoke long. I beg you, give me a smoke long.
It was a cool 4-1 approach. Having Superman be the lurk this time, not going for an aggressive A short take, but this time just holding the flank and then one-waying for the TP because they're aware that Furia have gotten success crunching the TP previously. I mean, Furia hasn't had much success in this half whatsoever, but that was one of the highlights that I noted down.
There's no way.
Up in Derek's hands.
Jeez. Another new look. A new default too.
Yep.
Free shower control.
Out here, Havoc putting the pit down A short at the very beginning of the round. Allows them to play a little bit softer on A. It's just MW with them.
Yeah,
and EG's whole idea was to
there
take
goes your
showers
flash.
after that Viper's pit to maybe bait a rotation out.
Goes your only
Furia right now, they're
flash
doing a really
against
good job
the
of
double smoke
keeping
comp.
3 players towards B, but now getting a little antsy.
Probably could have
That
done with
showers
saving
pressure,
that
showers
flash, but it's
control,
okay.
cooking into the brains of Furia. The problem is, it's another 2-player
They have
stack on
chat.
the B
Am I
site.
losing
We've
my
seen
mind?
how,
They have
you know, EG just
Viper
completely
or
roll
up
over
over
2 players on
towards
this B
A.
site.
This
They have
is,
so
I
many
imagine, a
options here, too. If
one-way.
they wanna
They've
end
been
that game,
losing
they
every
use
round
Nature's
towards
Util to clear
B.
the pit and then
They
pounce.
only have
They
2
have so
B.
many different ways that they can approach this problem. A little bit of spam damage dealt onto Derek, down to 7 HP now. Still alive though. Far from healthy.
30 seconds
The
left.
heal will change things. They've burned the clock down a lot here, Dre.
Time's pretty
Yeah,
low
they're
on
gonna
this
have
one.
to
Well,
commit
you're
off
forced
of
to
that
go over
kill.
towards
It's
B,
just
but they haven't been able to hold B.
They're gonna go. They've got to go soon here.
Wait, what a
Again,
actually
one
what a
free
nice hit
kill
though
for the
from
Flash.
EG.
Jogger's
Wait, what a
actually
nice hit. The
not
timing of
getting best of
the
Khalil.
timing of
Rocket
Fish
over the
Flash
top
was
will
really
not
cool.
connect, but it doesn't matter because the site's all theirs. Now with 10 seconds left, they're going to be able to slow things down, get the spike down. They have a numbers advantage, but Havoc and MW are on the way.
Jajimo might get caught out here. Barrel should be seen if
Last
Havoc goes
player
out wide
standing.
left. As I say that,
They know
he
now.
takes the head-to-head. Ooh.
I'm kind of anti. Nah, it's pretty much just EG playing their own game. It's just their comp, right? They know it's like it's similar to, you know, Guard Haven. It's like the Brim's the VIP basically. If they can get the smokes or one of the smokes over towards B in the after plant, they perma smoke down. It is a little bit of anti because they're just like anti the comp, right? It's only KO, sorry, only Gecko Flash. So it's not like it's full massive anti of like this round is this. It's just more of a macro anti of their comp only has 1 flash. If we just use double smokes because one of the smokes alive in the after plant, he has 1-2 smokes, you win the round. That's why they're going B all the time, and that's why also when you see them over towards A, we haven't seen it much. That's why they're doing like deeper smokes instead of close smokes. They can't get through the choke points. Okay, here we go. Furia actually dueling for long. Free pass and swing. Was it free? Yeah, I like this. Much better.
We're done giving you B-long.
It's too late,
Taking
but
some aim fights.
Yeah, and I think they've tried to approach this problem.
then the smoke after is by far their best round. Nico, but it's by far their best round.
Wasn't able to recover it, but they're trying different things to establish some control down B long. This would just happen to be the most successful of the attempts.
Sometimes you just gotta shoot fire with fire.
Yeah, just go fight.
Sit them down.
Yep. Just go fight.
Superman, he's gonna have to fight for himself right here if he wants to bring this round back for his squad.
Little noise made.
Oh,
Lulled to sleep.
that's an opening now on that A site. So Furia, even though
Of course, after I explain that they do these smokes, but it is 3v3, 3v3, and they kind of just have to get a plant.
Oh, 8 HP left. Nade was danger close, but now can take a step back.
They don't have
Remember,
their
that orbital
flashes to
strike
take
on
back
mine
a
now
site.
almost secures the round.
Molly orbital strike to
Yeah,
back
they
it
got a
up.
lot of delay
Jajimo
right now,
here to just
and
be
the
a
longer
thorn
the
in
Joggermo
side of
stays
Furia.
alive, the better.
He's gonna take every
Wow.
timing he has. He's probably gonna clean up both as well.
I mean, yeah, he
I
might
heard
just
this
win it.
guy
He might
shoot
just
and he's still
win it
alive.
by himself.
Look at this guy.
But what I love about this EG project, and honestly, it's been the case the entire time, there are layers to their approach.
God,
They have plans
you made that look
upon
way
plans.
too
Joggermo
easy,
doesn't
dude.
get free, which he did. They had the ult, they had the molly, they had so many things to cover it. But then Joggermo just Joggermo.
So much security into that round. Indeed, and then yeah, Joggermo just pop it off. Having that superstar performance.
I feel like EG, as much as, and don't get me wrong, Furia have not looked good on this map, straight up not good. But EG, it does feel like they're peaking at the right time. Like this is very similar to last year. Like this is when they start to look like the best they've ever looked.
Just
It's
appreciating
signing.
some of the little things like that third kill in that 3K.
Swagger.
And there was no like over swinging and then micro correcting or anything like that. With all of the distortion of the nade on the screen just snaps perfectly, putting a bullet between his eyes. Joggermo's just so mechanically good, man.
She got
Speaking of his growth,
they got a
I mean, even
really
at the
good
beginning
patch, man.
of
They
this
got a really
season,
good patch
right?
for them.
Stage 1, kickoff, everything like that. I mean, he was struggling.
Yeah, he was.
He was really struggling. I mean, he was going through a slump that I've never seen him go through in his career, and he got out of it, and he's back to looking.
Yay,
like
Sam.
a
Sorry, bro. I
superstar
missed your
once more.
prime earlier. Thank you for that.
And yeah, he looks great. I mean, when he's locked in, when he's in the flow state, it's something wonderful to witness.
I mean,
Calvin
mind you,
underscore
it's just the
Geo,
first
thank you
map.
for
I
doing
mean,
that.
it's just the
YouTube
first
viewer
half of the
here,
first map, but
just to
this
drop
feels
the
like it's a flow
prime.
state
Dude,
for
mad
EG
respect
from
for that,
round,
Calvin.
what,
Thank
4?
you very much,
Yeah,
mate. Appreciate the support.
Something like that. They've just found the weaknesses in the defense for Furia, and they have abused it every step of the way.
Yeah, abusing the B site, and then all of a
So
sudden
highly do I rate Potter compared to the other coaches? She's in the top 5. It's very hard to rate coaches. We don't know until we see 2 teams. 2 teams confirmed, legit. Top 5. Somewhere in the top 5. I don't think I could ever 100% be like, these are the best, because it's so hard to judge, but
you've likely deduced
sure top 5.
We've got Tech Pause gear. As soon as we get that situated, we'll get back.
Junas with the prime as well. Thank you for the 14 months.
From round 5, I think a player that we were just talking about because of the masterpiece that we just saw on our screens was Superman, and the hot start that he had at the beginning of the map. I think he was 9-1.
Yeah, he was.
At one point, something like that. He was just farming. And yeah, he slowed down a little bit because all of the other pieces around EG have been stepping up and delivering, but
would I ever put myself in top 5 coaches? I haven't done 2 teams, so no one can really judge me too much.
And the more weeks pass by, the more I go,
you can have like a rough idea.
Just continue to show up.
Maybe because we had no IGL, I think it might be a little bit more obvious, but I don't think anyone should be putting me in top 10 just because I've only been in one team.
I think they've done a really good job of adapting.
I mean, I rate myself though, like personally, and like I think you have to rate yourself if you're a player or you're a coach. You have to rate your abilities. Like I think I don't think you're gonna see. I think I personally think I'm one of the best, but I think that's. You'd always have that confidence as a coach anyway. But I think no one should be rating me in the top 10 just because I only was in one team. Keno FPS, thank you for the prime. Appreciate that.
And so now we're seeing teams start to move away from it. Again, the discussion in Shanghai was, will that happen? Will there even
how long until I'm just a streamer? Yeah, give it another, what, 6 months? Yeah.
Now that we have a little bit of time, now that we've had teams be able to work through the down period, now that Shanghai's done, what are your thoughts on the Viper changes? Are we going to see more teams move away?
I think we will. I think that orb being changed where you cannot pick it up.
You mean on cheese?
In the middle
Dude, cheese is going on.
I think that's a huge nerf that it's just tough to make it work. Now, there are still some teams like G2 who run it on Lotus still, and it's just because their macro game with that composition is so good. It's just, I don't know, not being able to be so, you know, maneuverable with that orb and not being able to pick it up, throw it again, use it for the post
that's probably true as well. That's actually probably the truth.
I feel like it's really difficult to make that work because if the enemy team is able to identify where your Viper orb is, it can kind of make it obvious where you're set up.
Yeah, sure. And there was already a little bit of telegraph with the wall.
Exactly.
So we see that kind of lean in a little bit more and more. And I think again,
Timo underscore B with the prime. Thank you very much for the 19 months.
Especially given how versatile all the other controllers
I've changed so much.
Right now.
Yeah.
I would never be saying cheese is going 2 years ago. That's actually true. That's you guys rubbing off on me.
We're under a minute away.
Bad influence.
Back into the action.
I wouldn't have said go 2 years ago. You're right.
We'll blame the producers and not me. But if I'm right, then I'll take all of the credit because we'll get back into the action. Now I'm being told we're going into a timeout, so that doesn't really feel fair.
Pause into a timeout.
That is. We'll own this one. We'll take it. But Trey, I do want to get your thoughts on this. Last round of the half, Furia calls their second time
Do the British actually eat beans on toast? See, I don't like beans. So, I mean, I don't like a lot of traditionally British things, but a lot of people kind of live by that for the morning, yeah.
In my opinion. I guess you want to salvage a 9-3, but like if you...
Do I want a free tip for streaming? I mean, I'm always open to hearing advice.
Yeah.
I might ignore it. I might not. Who knows? Ari underscore S with the prime. Thank you so much for that. Thank you.
This round away from EG because it just feels like the momentum of EG is full steam ahead. Now, that being said, that was a pretty long tech pause into a timeout.
You moved to NA for coaching.
EG,
Yes, if the team was good enough.
And maybe bring momentum back into the favor of Furia. Only time will tell.
Bought some water. Yeah, water is unbelievable.
Yeah, we're back into it. Yeah.
Water here as well. Icelandic water, crazy. That is actually S tier. Yoshi underscore op with the prime. Thank you so much.
Again, steal that ever pivotal 12th round. The spam not connecting on anyone. I did spot Derek, and he has nowhere to go. There's a molly on the other side. That was such
Can you get the timing of that better? Probably, but still nice. You just know that it's clear after. We got.
They seem to be doing a decent job holding a line so far. Of course,
right, they can't hop sites.
on the scene.
I like the change up from EG though. Been hitting over towards B so much they go a little bit faster over towards A. Just straight up split with the ult invested.
What's the difference between the Omen and the Viper?
That's just so tough, man. Furia back down on a numbers disadvantage. You've got Nosler and you've got Havoc.
The game audio, yeah, it is pretty low.
On this team since joining, and you see it because of stuff like that.
That was clean.
Hado, we don't really flame it too much, man. Relax yourself.
Still has Havoc in his help. Thrash not connecting, but can Nosler do so?
Ooh, okay. 3.
Third of the half. But
let's think.
Just to get to
3, and they go against an Omen Brim. You could maybe hit B a lot.
That's what they're relying on. So maybe
I feel like their retake on. I mean, their retake on B is gonna be fine though. They're gonna have so many smokes.
Look at that.
You're right.
This comp's kind of cool.
It's no fear is what it is, and that's what happens when you're up 9-2.5.
Well, and when you're playing Omen, and you can play more aggressively, you can try to jump into spaces and create havoc, just like we saw him do. So Furia will get to their third. 9-3 still the way of EG. Let's get a quick word from Coach Potter and hear what she has to say about EG's chances in 2024.
You know, it's definitely one game at a time, and all of us, of course, we would love to make it a chance. We would love to repeat the EG story, but you know, America's is extremely competitive. I think there's 8 teams right now that can beat each other on any given day. So it's going to be extremely challenging, but that's the fun part of it.
I'm really called out 3 teams there.
Kavka,
thank you so much for the 11 months. Appreciate the prime. Thank you.
There were 8 teams or 3 teams that couldn't compete. I think she's right though. When you turn into the second stage
I'm not saying she's not
when
wrong.
You think about the fact that standings are cumulative, all you're fighting for is that playoff spot. It has to be a game at a time. You can't really think beyond that.
Yeah, otherwise, I mean, if you're looking too far ahead, you might not even get there in the first place, right? So, yeah, and we've seen that happen to a bunch of teams before, but Potter, she's been around the game for so long.
She's the third.
She has so much experience, even just last
year.
If
it was recorded
right?
last split, it would have been an NRG.
The fact that she was able to bring it all the way back around.
I don't know when it was recorded.
With a new player that they put
Maybe.
In, Demon 1.
Maybe you put Loud in there, but
he was great and phenomenal. But people
I'll
don't
give him a little bit more.
Rare it is to find a player like that, and she's the one that did all the scouting for that.
You reckon still might be NRG?
This roster together that we're seeing dominate right now. And yeah, that stage 1 was a little bit shaky for them, but I mean, this is the time, right? It's make it or break it. Stage 2, you got to put your heart on the line.
And so far,
this is still a tech. Now we had tech into timeout into 1 round into halftime.
Besting 100 Thieves. That just feels like so long ago compared to where we are now. EG up 6 rounds here. We'll see what the second half holds for us. And as we talked so much about the Viperless comp on the attacking side, where do you see some of the differences now that we know EG's headed to the defense?
You're going to see some one-ways, you know, most notably probably Octagon. We've seen some cool things internationally in like hookah and whatnot.
Oh, boss.
Oh my.
Oh.
That was not its intended location.
Space still gathered.
A brutal start to their
God, that's
Furia,
a really bad sign, man. That's a really
maybe they can
bad
slow
sign.
things down here.
They get the spike at least, and I like this from EG though. Smoke off the spike itself, and then
now they're gonna have to figure out how to retake.
I mean, they were smoking off the spike to try and get the spam. They just take showers.
About what you're investing. Or Superman just
What?
do that.
Nah.
That was insane.
That looked sick.
Jogamo cleans up NZR.
Yeah, and then you have to go against all of these smokes. And we double one way, and you can Omen smoke. Wait, this is really nice. I kind of like this comp. You can one-way smoke this a little bit lower than the Brim smoke, so it's a better one-way.
It really doesn't. Wow. They played that perfectly.
That was beautiful.
That's cool.
Watch.
And yeah, it was all off the backs of Superman getting that kill through showers, yes, but even understanding and being willing to invest.
We know I love Brim Omen. Dude, we
It's so important when being able to hold that.
I can only be toxic to defend it, so I'm just gonna not speak.
That would be my response as well. There's nothing you can do about that, you know. On to the next.
I think that's easy. I don't want to flame. I don't want to.
It has to be a force buy if Furia want to crawl their way back into this round.
Yeah, oftentimes you see that mosh pit land outside of showers because you have pressure coming in through showers to crunch him in. It didn't seem like there was anything to really keep him corralled in there. And there's a pretty notable gun advantage here on the side of Evil Geniuses.
I like
got a Guardian
this,
and an Outlaw. But
I'm a bit nervous.
Okay,
it's not too bad at the moment. Let's see what Apoth can do.
They've made this competitive. Things have gotten messy. Apoth, the last line of defense, 2 found.
Did unreal. He actually did unreal. 19 HP, got him down 2 as well. They haven't spotted the last one.
It's a good scrappy round so far from Furia and Havoc.
I like the call of them taking backside anyway, because they kind of looked at the smokes before and they're like, well, what if we play normal after plant positions, like here, maybe even showers, we're going to get smoked off. We're going to take backside, and then the mid-round call, I'm pretty sure, could have been set from the get-go, but I doubt it. We'll go over towards spawn.
How are you going to do this with an Outlaw?
No, it's so tough.
I think the Outlaw's fine here. If anything, the Outlaw's unreal for his HP and their HP.
You would think if Furia played this discipline in a disciplined manner, they're not going to give him a swing. They're not going to give him anything.
Oh, it's actually a perfect molly.
Molly here as well to play around with. Time's running down low. Nice.
Very nicely done.
Yeah, respect. Dude, that molly was sick.
Take a site and then push in through spawn and then flip the map.
They both go down, but yeah, I think at the moment it's more about Fury just getting some rounds on the board.
Furia to be able to navigate that as well as they did.
Yeah, seriously, the 4-man pushing squad into spawn, or 3-man I should say, because one got taken out. Apoth, he did a good job getting 2 there. It easily could have just gotten 1 for 1. But Furia needed this round. They definitely needed this. Any type of life to bring this map back. Maybe this is their map pick. And there you go, a very early timeout.
Whoa.
I like this out of Potter. Do it early. Do it
That's
before
cool.
Things get really messy.
Especially with the money being like this, can maybe just give them an idea. So I think this is 2 things. I think this is going to give them an idea of what to do in the eco. And I think they've also, if you look at this round, the fact that they're taking back a site, I think she's probably just talking about the fact that they're now going to take back a site, right? You look at this round, they had Smoke Heaven, Smoke Spawn, Smoke Heaven. They realized that they need to fight more on towards the site. So it might just be something about using more util to like get through the smokes at the beginning, or maybe fight heavier back site. Really good pause though, I like this.
Make sure everyone on the squad remembers the
and I think there's a lot that you can speak about with even just that one round that happened.
Because the big thing that allows teams to come back
Petiso, thank you so much.
A little too over-eager,
Do I expect EG to qualify for champs?
I feel like Derek in that spot when he was stuck in CT, that is always an option that he could get, pushed. Right. Maybe take a little bit more of a
with how they're playing.
Wait for your teammates from B to rotate immediately.
With how they're playing,
that's
kind of leaning a little bit towards. Yeah, who have we got?
Nalsworth's very quietly 14 and 13.
Alright, it's so stacked.
No one else on his team has
I don't know. It's a hard one to call. I actually like what I said earlier. I think they're peaking right now. I think this is the best form they've been in.
It just hasn't
this
really
thing, Sentinels will make it. You should make it.
Enough to take out 100 Thieves alongside with him.
Send Busio into retirement.
They don't have many champ points, so they won't get 4th slots, so they have to get 3rd. Okay, saying that, probably not, but
hopefully.
I think there is definitely an alright chance.
Jogmo's lit up. Look at the discipline out from EG though.
What?
Is that pre-aim? See it in 4K, slow-mo, the whole thing.
Wait, that has to be pre-aim. If that's not pre-aim, that is an unbelievable shot. It's still an unbelievable shot, even with pre-aim. But what is going on this round?
With the Guardian, Superman will fall.
Oh, they use Fischl into it.
Thrash not really able to find very much. Keep
oh,
an eye
and he's
on
baiting
this.
him in, and he's got the Bucky.
Makings of a messy round again. Still 2 rifles in the hands of the attack as all of the members of the defense have arrived.
5
damage, 5 HP for Khalil.
Dog kill.
Oh, but not much
unlucky.
more. Are they gonna be able to get back into
so
this?
close.
A Sheriff in the hands of Derek. A Guardian now for Nature. That's a big upgrade. But time is short. And Furia is huddled up, hand in hand as they try to sneak the 15 round away from EG. Oh, And the swing.
Whoa.
They've gotten it down to
Okay, nicely done from Zand. Gives him a little bit of confidence as well. Derek hit some shots this round. I really want to see this first kill. I think it's got to be pre-aim.
That EG could have taken into their own hands, but the comeback.
Well, someone spotted something on the radar.
Getting 3 into the round. Cleaning up Nature right there, who couldn't get all together. What a ridiculous shot.
Dude, oh my god. Okay, well, it's not pre-aim.
I mean, even getting that second from Derek there on the wide swing of Khalil really came down to Nature just whiffing that Guardian shot on a play that was 1 HP, but just like
did Furia not just mess up? They do close smokes not to take spawn, but then they did a smoke towards heaven. That was Fury's plan here.
And has to hold here. He's in a miserable spot.
Yeah, this is such a tough round to win. You're gonna have to contact in if you're Furia.
This is a lower buy guns.
Any type of punishment on a mistake of EG side to bring this one back. But it's just gonna be a very, very tough ask, especially with how EG are set up into this round.
I think because of the low guns, they wanted to just do normal plant, but they would have lost after
Everyone
plant.
Jump spotting, not willing to give any type of kill away for free.
Oh, they're so ahead of this. They used the dog to clear out long, and then they knew exactly where the rest of the hit was coming from. That's so pretty.
Yeah, they got slaughtered on this.
Just
all 3 smokes invested really early.
I mean, the reposition onto here as well from Apoth, taking this aggressive off angle.
And I think what's important to note here is when teams do that, right? Is feeling out the round, feeling out the situation, knowing when you can take a little bit more without getting punished, without it being too disastrous on the other side. That little reposition there from Apoth that you were just mentioning and tucking into Cubby on A short. That's the kind
Abyss,
of proactive
playoffs,
play
mate.
that we want to see out of teams.
Last time we see it is
Really
playoffs.
good understanding of how their comp works and what they need to do in order to take maps away.
Yeah, and great map awareness as well. Like understanding that most of the players of Furia were geared towards B in that moment because they are down numbers.
You want to see best of 3s only on Haven?
Basically already killed.
Haven's been pretty fun at the moment.
So why not take free space on an off angle?
I think it's really open at the moment for just all of the changes of agents. We're seeing some like different stuff. Seeing a good amount of Cypher because of some of the Killjoy stuff, and obviously the Cypher buff
And
would
then
just.
also even understanding like.
I mean, Cypher's just insane.
Understanding when to take those risks. You're up in a 5v2,
Also with Neon as well.
5v3, something like that. Obviously, you don't want to get too loose with those, but you can afford to give something up like that, even if it's just a 1-for-1. So
yeah.
EG look great. Furia.
Yeah, we like this from EG. Pushing over towards Showers, pick up the Razor, and Furia have a hero gun on NW0.
Cycle it onto somebody else, I imagine.
And maybe they should just have a plan to. They kind of need to win this round, so I would have preferred like a Stinger buy the one orb away, so like take long or Showers at the beginning. I think you just have to all in this one considering the score. Because EG's comp is so stacked ult-wise that if you give them 12, they're going to win a round.
Look at these one-ways. It's just so weird to play against, especially if you're not used to it. I mean, who knows how many reps Furia have had, any teams have had against an Omen on Bind.
It's been so long.
Yeah, it's kind of popular in EMEA. Not so much Americas. Nice shot. Nice. How though? Whoa, I thought the first kill was like sick recovery, and then he just kills everyone. Oh. Okay, we got 7 chances of this, and I mean, at least Fury have ult, so they might be good for a few, but
most players would panic and just shoot the Prowler running at them, but the Poison just shoot the players in the back of it and then break it on accident.
Wow, that was impressive. That was really, really impressive, man.
Look at this.
So steady, so controlled.
That's every anchor's dream, but on the side of Furia, how are we not looking to the right?
Yeah,
it's so worried about U-Haul. I guess Apoth is just rent-free in their head from that last round.
Oh no. They finally have all of their ults and they're just running it down on the fence. Yeah, it's a nice call. It's a really good Omen flash from Superman on site as well. Fatal over towards long, only
Superman
hits
with the
one.
paranoia to shut down the speed up into
What was the
hookah.
point in the fatal
now,
there?
Furia, they have nowhere else to go. You have to go back A, which is the right call, but you're running into a showstopper.
He does have it. Satchel's up.
Oh,
Where'd the rocket
respect.
go?
Got out of there.
An ABP out on it. The Prowler hunting him down. Superman taking a small step back as Derek has joined the fray.
Spike planted.
Wingman.
You got to keep a close eye on the fight on the other side of the map. Havoc falls. You try taking a timing. Superman
Yeah, they got
continues
slaughtered.
He's unbelievable.
to make the kill feed bleed.
He's unbelievable right now.
Yeah,
In the
he
last
actually
round,
is.
3 in this
Yeah, I'm worried for
one.
Furia.
Again, it's not
This,
who else?
them looking like this on their map pick is
He's gonna get his one, maybe even his 2.
not a good
What
sign.
stump. Courtesy of Evil Geniuses, 13-5 Dre.
Yeah, but I also understand their map pick and ban phase, because I think Icebox they have the best chance on, but again they knew they would get Icebox, so they kind of wanted to have bind here, so it would 100% be the maps that they prepped for, so they don't have to prep for other maps.
Apop had massive moments.
Backfired a little bit.
Yeah, man, this is an EG roster.